Hello and welcome to my guide for the awesome custom map, Jugger Nuthole. This guide involves one of the strongest strategies in the game, Obin Marine BMA. Let's get started. So first, place a wizard right over here. Just shove it down there. This placement isn't too precise, and you should definitely be able to figure it out very quickly. There are some very easy visual indicators, but I won't show them. Upgrade it to a 100 and set it to last. Round 6 is just barely possible, and I'm not sure how it gets this close. For round 7, also just keep it on last. If you'd like, you can do some unnecessary micro, but that might cause you to lose. For round 8, we have to step up our micro a little bit. Set it to strong for the first bit, and then when things start to leak, set it to first. This round is 100% entirely dependent on seeking RNG, so L. You also have to buy 200 mid-round. And no, I did not just lose there, you didn't see anything. Once you get 200 wizard, you kind of just win. There's nothing else you have to do. And then definitely don't change the targeting for round 9. Imagine having to do that. How cringe. In the middle of round 11, place Obin right over here. Just plop him down in that corner. The reason why we use Obin here instead of any other hero is that he has incredible purple popping power and will be utilized to take down all of the difficult purples and every single camo Bloon in this entire game. You can trust me on that, because he can definitely see camo and pop purples. I'm an expert, okay? Because round 15 is in fact harder than round 14, you must use Obin's Brambles on 15. On round 18, place a heli right over here. Or just place it anywhere else. It doesn't actually matter where this heli goes, because does it really matter where you place a heli? And then you gotta do some intense heli micro, or else you will definitely lose in this early game. Like 100%. Because the camo exists, you must micro your heli to meet it. Ignore those brambles that actually popped it, just micro your heli and it should be able to pop the camo green, no issue. And then, get Arcane Mastery with the camo crosspath. Look at Obin absolutely destroy those purples. Like, remember that from before? He's going to absolutely destroy every single purple in the entire game. This is just a preview of his true purple popping power. Make sure to put your heli in the timeout corner, because he's been a very bad boy popping all of those purples. He's taking all of the joy away from Obin, come on. That deserves a timeout, doesn't it? On 32, watch Obin pop those purples. Like, watch him absolutely destroy those purples. Look at him absolutely destroy those purples. Nothing can compare. And also, no, I'm not bringing the heli back. That is just an illusion in your mind. But look at that intense micro. Seems like Obin missed them again. That doesn't happen too often. Yeah, look at Obin get all of those. Great job, Obin. Thanks for popping all the purples. And remember, because this is a real guide, you must micro the heli as much as you possibly can, because that's just what guides do, don't they? For round 40, you will be $85 off of Archmage. Where did we go wrong? All of the above. You can technically buy Arcane Spike in the middle of it, but the easiest way to do it is just to buy a 230 downdraft. Pursuit is incredibly important here because we need to make sure it's on the Bloons at all times and dealing its massive quad dart damage. Very real. In the middle of round, buy an Arcane Spike. On round 49, make sure to buy a Chinook. And once you have bought the Chinook, set it to patrol points and place it right over here. Just place both of them right next to each other. The heli pilot is definitely not having a seizure right now. He is completely fine and normal. Just ignore the constant shaking. He's not scared. Well, he's scared of the Bloons, so that's why he's in the heli. But yeah. Oh yeah, now that you have Chinook, you want to constantly be moving your Arcane Spike around. This will make sure it knows all of the different parts of the map, so it knows where the Bloons are slightly better, because that's definitely a thing you can do in this game. I don't do that, so my strategy might turn out to be a little bit weaker than yours, but if you constantly move your Arcane Spike around, it will know where the Bloons are at all times. Because, I don't know, magic. On round 62, watch Obin pop all of those purples. Be happy that he's popping all of the purples because nothing else in this setup can pop purples. Ignore the massive heli right over here, just ignore that part. You also want to be constantly using the heli's money crate for extra money because CHIMPS is a hard difficulty, so getting as much money as possible is recommended. The lives can also help, but unfortunately CHIMPS only locks you to 1 life, so you can't gain any more. Watch round 63 absolutely get decimated because Obin's purple popping power is just that crazy. Here on 65, I finally move my arcane spike over here for the first time. This spot is actually optimal, and we want it to be here just because that's obviously the better arcane spike spot. It can hit the Bloons immediately as they come out, and probably even before that. Also, you want to make sure that you're microing your heli at all times, because this is a guide, and microing your heli is very important. In the middle of round 67, upgrade your heli to the Esteemed Military Professional upgrade, and make sure it is continuing to have a seizure. Don't worry, they've only hit a little bit of turbulence, nothing major. The Esteemed Military Professional is fine. It is also incredibly important to note that it is very important to not have more than one monkey with a gun, please don't misinterpret that, on the field at all times, because if you do have more than one, they will start arguing and become distracted. The thing they will be arguing about is who the real Slim Shady is. This is a dumb argument because it's very obviously Lazy No Micro, and if they argue about it, you very well could lose, and you would not want to do that because this is a black border guide. And now, once we have our Esteemed Military Professional, we will start going for our ZOMG killer and bad killer of the run, a 205 Alchemist. Getting the acidic mixture dip on it is incredibly important because we definitely need it to be buffing the main attack of our heli pilot, because if he doesn't have lead popping on his main attack, how are DDTs going to get popped? They're just not. So you need to buff his main attack with an acidic mixture dip to possibly be able to pop DDTs. No RNG, by the way. On round Valfidi, you will be able to afford your Bloon Master Alchemist, and watch him absolutely destroy those ZOMGs. Kinda crazy, isn't it? His first edition Air Jordans are absolutely carrying him right now. Like, look at those, come on. On round 90, you want to make sure that Obin's trees go in a spot where they cannot hit the DDTs. You don't want them to be sucking in the DDTs because trees are terrible at taking out DDTs. Here I mess up and they can take out the DDTs, so that ends up being a slight issue. Sometimes it is actually possible to get two esteemed military professionals on the field without them arguing about who the real Slim Shady is, even though it's Lazy No Micro. But it's really rare that they actually don't get distracted, so you want to make sure you only have one on the field. Like here, they didn't really get distracted because there were no Bloons for them to attack yet, so yeah. Ignore all of these upgrades, they don't help at all. Just make sure that you give your esteemed military professional some coffee because he's probably tired after working for so long.
shall endure this. A mountain has no point. That
Look at the Goon Master Alchemist just absolutely destroying these rounds. Like, come on, he's just eating ZOMG's whole. How could no one like this tower? It's so OP.
the mountains have no point.
Oh yeah, watch your Alchemist and esteemed military professionals take out round 98 with absolutely no problems. Definitely doesn't involve any micro and ability timing. No, definitely not, definitely not. And it definitely doesn't almost get close a lot here. No, this is very safe. No micro, no RNG. And now, for round 99, you want to make sure to use those trees again, but make sure they can't hit DDTs. If they can suck up DDTs, you're doing something wrong, like I am here. For round 100, place a Spike Storm right over here. And use the Spike Storm as soon as you can, and keep placing esteemed military professionals. You also generally want to be making sure your heli pilot is having the largest seizure possible for maximum results. And then, use another Bramble, and boom. If you've done everything correctly, you should now have a black border on the awesome map, Jugger Nuthole, with this incredible guide. Definitely not in Swedish, by the way. Anyways, I hope this guide helped you out in some way. Have a nice rest of your day. And April Fool's L.